Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. My name is Kyle Krueger, host of the podcast Krueger with a Thought, and I'm here with interviewing a cosplayer. What's your name, fellow cosplayer?
I am Lyrica, or Lyric, depending on what cosplay I'm in.
That's cool. So, I wanted to ask you some questions.
Awesome.
Okay. Do you like Ruby? Do you love Ruby?
Well, I enjoy it quite a bit, but I actually hadn't learned about the series until probably 2 months ago when I was introduced to a panel.
Oh, okay. So everything set sail from there.
Oh yeah, it took off.
What's cosplaying like?
Well, cosplaying has its ups and downs. It's a lot of stress, obviously, because you have to get outfits right, depending on how detailed you are, whether or not you want to match the cosplay exactly, the character exactly. I go through a long process of making sure my outfit is as spot on as I can get it with the materials that I have available to me. I'll usually binge watch a series or read a manga right before a con to make sure that I have the character down. And I will also usually watch an English version to get an idea of the voice I should be using, so I'm as close as I can be within my range to the character I'm trying to play.
That sounds like a lot of dedication.
It's fun. It's like being on stage. I get to be another person. I don't have to be me.
That's awesome. Good times as a cosplayer.
Well, it's always a good time when people recognize you and want pictures. When they are really excited to see a character that isn't given a lot of screen time, or even if they are given a lot of screen time, the fans of the character you're playing really make it all worth it.
That's awesome. Cool. Bad times. Sorry to ask you that question.
There's always bad times. There's bad times putting a cosplay together. There's also bad times during a cosplay. If something goes wrong, if you're not in the right, mindset for the character, or you have people that call you out about something. I've never had that personally happen to me. I've never been called out for something not being correct or whatever, but I have heard of stories of that happening. Mostly for me, it's like wardrobe malfunctions.
Have you ever met Rooster Teeth, the people who made Ruby?
I haven't actually met them directly. Most of the people that I've met have been in the Dallas-Fort Worth area rather than the Austin area, although I did live in California for the last 6 years, so I am new here to Texas.
Okay, that's cool. I want to meet them.
Don't we all? That would be awesome, right?
Right. So voice acting. Do you like voice acting?
Oh, yeah. I really enjoy, obviously, because I put a lot of time and thought into trying to mimic the voice of the character that I'm doing or I'm cosplaying each time I actually cosplay, especially when I am a character for a panel. When I'm doing that, I want to make sure that I am as close to the character's voice as possible so that people recognize the character in me and see the character rather than seeing the cosplayer. So I'm very invested in the idea of voice acting, though I don't think I'll ever go professional. I do know some people, but
I want to be a voice actor.
It's a great career, and if once you find the avenue and get your interviews and your connections in, it sounds like a lot of fun. So I wish you the best of luck in that. Go for it.
I want to do voice act. I'm my favorite. Do you have a favorite voice actor?
I don't know if I would say I have a favorite. Generally I like the characters more than I like the voice actors, although I do appreciate when a voice actor really puts their own spin on a character or puts their own personality into a character. I know J. Michael Tatum is really good about doing that. There's a few others. But then again, the first cosplay I did for a panel was Sail for Black Butler. So most of the voice actors I know right now are in Black Butler rather than all over the place.
I met one one of my favorite voice actors I met is Steve Bloom.
Oh, nice.
Steve was nice. I gave him my Guilmon voice.
Awesome. How do you react?
He liked it, and I hope I work with him one day.
That's a good goal to have. I wish you the best of luck. I know it can happen if you put enough effort into it, right?
Right. My Guilmon voice is this.
Nice.
Do you have a favorite Ruby character?
Well, I mean, obviously, since I cosplay Velvet, I have to say Velvet. But if I were to choose another character, I think the first character I really decided when I was watching Ruby that I really wanted to cosplay was Neo. Because she's sassy even though she's completely mute.
That's awesome. I actually wanted to talk to you about Ruby stuff with you.
Sure.
I actually created an OC Ruby character.
Nice. What were they like? Okay, so first of all, first question: are they good? Are they on the the good side or the bad side?
He's a good person.
Okay.
He is the I actually put some. He's actually related to one of the main characters. He's related to Weiss, part of the Sheen family.
Okay.
And he is the fourth child of the Sheen family. He's I'm gonna admit, he is very muchly the black sheep of the family because of his different loves and stuff.
Well, and I mean, like, that's a good character hook for anything. Having that difference in a family or that tension in a family is usually good for a character. It really makes them personable. Right. Because nobody has a great family life, right?
Right. And Derek, and to be honest and fair, Derek has been through a lot of crap. The closest thing the family he's ever had was it sounds like a chalk. Sorry.
Sorry, I'm still unpacking from Anime Matsuri, so I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff at the same time. Trying to keep myself organized so that I can get back to normal life tomorrow.
It's okay. So Derek had 4 best friends that cared about him. He was friends with them for years, and then suddenly something bad happened to them. He lost all his friends on the same day.
Oh, that doesn't sound like that's, well, one, it sounds like something that's going to make the character very either motivated or very depressed, which means he's going to be a great character to work with. He's going to have a personality flaw. He's going to have that depth that a character needs. I'm sorry, I have to feed my cat, so if you hear that.
You have a cat? That's awesome!
Yeah, I have my 2 cats. They're my fur babies.
Awesome. So like I said, Derek lost his friends, and they didn't die from the White Fang. It's a different gang.
Okay.
So Derek went to the hospital because he got beat up by the people who killed his best friends. He's the only survivor of the incident, so he has survivor's guilt. He lost everybody, and his parents wanted nothing to do with him. In fact, the only person that wanted to take care of him was Winter.
Man, that sounds like a heavy load to bear.
And he hates his family. He doesn't hate Winter because Winter was the only one who gave a crap about him. But he hates he hates everybody for giving up on him. He's mad at himself because he lost his friends, and he lives with Winter. He is a good person. It's just he has an anger issue, which comes from losing his friends and his family abandoning him.
Well, I mean, certainly with that kind of emotional trauma, he's going to have either he's going to have depression issues, he's going to have anger issues. He's not going to be like all rainbow and sunshine. You've got to have some character flaws with a backstory like that. So it makes sense that he would develop that way.
And there's a story I want to do where like the team. Have you ever watched the whole series?
I've actually only gotten, so, like, I don't want to admit this, but I kind of have to, because I've only gotten to the end of season 3. I didn't have enough time before Anime Matsuri to binge watch all 5 seasons.
It's okay, I understand, but I'm not going to spoil anything, I'm sorry. It's just that I just want to say that Team Ruby does reunite. Sorry.
No worries. I mean, like, I'll probably watch it again. I'm certainly going to bring Velvet back to somewhere. I think there's a meetup at Acon. I'll probably end up taking Velvet to, because she's so underappreciated or under cosplayed that I thought, well, you know, I've got her. I might as well take her out and show her off.
All right.
And that way I have an excuse to use my camera so I can take all the awesome photos of the other cosplayers.
Right. So Derek admits that he has no, like, when Weiss and Team Ruby and the other characters like go to the city I made is called Antro. Antro is a combination of San Francisco and Seattle.
Okay, I've been to both places, so that's pretty easy to believe.
And to be honestly fair, he has a hard time making friends because of that problem. He doesn't want to be close to anybody because of that issue.
I'm not surprised.
And he has in fact, he has a lot of issues with Weiss. He has a lot of trust issues with her. In fact, Weiss did give up on him, and he is pissed off beyond belief on her.
Well, that makes sense.
And the funny thing about Derek is that he's not judgmental. He's not prejudiced or racist to a group of people. He only blames 3 people for his friend's death, and he does blame himself, but that you can understand. It's more of the guilt of surviving, but you get where the difference between Derek and Weiss is that one has one understands the world, and the other is learning that the world doesn't work like that.
Well, of course. So, can I ask you a question in return?
Yes. What is it?
So, with this character that you've created in the Ruby realm, are you like looking at cosplaying this character, or creating a story, or maybe a line of comics or anything, or are you just kind of there to let your brain wander and keep it fresh?
Well, I want to write a fan fiction, but I can't because of a learning disability I have, and because I'm nervous and I'm not the best writer. I'm still learning. I'm just not ready yet, and I'm still developing I'm still developing the story.
Well, and that makes sense. I mean, like, you can always take notes. The other thing is that there are a lot of programs out there that will do voice to text, or a number of other programs that'll help with that kind of thing, to just help you get ideas out on paper. Because if you can get the ideas out on or a computer screen, I mean, like, I'm old-fashioned. I use paper and pencil when I write. But I mean, like, if you get it all out where you can look at it and organize it, a lot of the times that helps solidify ideas in your mind, and the characters will take root in your head and write their own stories.
Right, I understand what you're saying, and so So Derek does become good friends with the other members of Team Ruby and the other characters. It's just that he's extremely pissed off at Wise. And
Which, yeah.
Continue.
Which of course makes sense. I mean, if he's gone through that situation, he's going to have a lot of trouble trusting her again, or, letting her in under any circumstances. It's going to take a lot, rather than having to lose his trust. She's already done that, so now she's got to gain it back, which is a lot harder than losing it.
There's actually a scene where Derek and Weiss actually have an argument, and like it goes well. It doesn't go well, and Derek. I'm gonna play in character with Derek here's how Derek says to Weiss, and it's a little uncomfortable, but it makes sense for the character. Okay, I gotta be in character. Sorry about this. Okay. So here's how Derek says. You don't get it, Weiss. The whole world isn't about money or anything. Oh wait, that's right. You used to be like that, but in reality, you're not. And then like he says this, and then he points to her friends and he says to them, you know why she hates the Faunuses? She doesn't hate them because of the actions of the White Fang. She hates them because she blames them for why her dad hates us. And it's a very intense scene, and Yang does say, okay, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody does, and do you know what Derek says? He says this. I spilled my water today. That was a mistake. She blamed a race of people for why her dad hates her.
It sounds like a very heavy story. I mean, you got a good sense of the character and a good sense of where you want to, what you want to do. Maybe you don't have an idea of what the ending is going to be like, but it definitely sounds like you've got something to work with, which is fun.
And Weiss, during season 4 and 5, Weiss is maturing. She's showing her mature side, and that she is learning from her experiences. So this takes place after season 4 and 5, and Derek is, like, you can sense that Derek is not trusting Weiss, and she thinks Weiss is that spoiled brat character from the first season.
I definitely gotta watch season 4 and 5 to be able to catch up with stuff.
Right, but you get where Derek is coming from. Like, it's more of, it's both sides are at fault, and while you do understand where Derek is coming from, he does need to learn to trust her, and needs to, give her a chance.
Right.
And then, like, there's a scene where Weiss admits that, I will admit that she admits that everything she's done, like her actions, like being a jerk and not accepting others and blaming a race of people for her dad's behavior, like, she admits all that to Derek, that she was wrong, and that she also admits that she wants to be more like Ruby, Blake, and Yang, because they at least care about others while she doesn't.
Which makes a lot of sense. I mean, like I said, it sounds like you've got a good sense of the character, a good sense of where you want this to go. So you've thought this out quite a bit. And
Derek has to deal with all, and then they find out about what happened with Derek's friends and the whole Ruby team and his new friends, and it's very depressing with Derek because Derek is really sad and angry because he doesn't want anybody to find out.
Right.
And when they find out, he mentally breaks down and he cries, and he also admits, and he also, like, tells a story that it's his fault that his friends are gone and that he'll never see them again. And that life isn't fair.
Well, I mean, like, there's a stage to everything. I guess you have to learn that really life isn't fair. If it all went according to plan, if it all went where you wanted it to, it would be a fantasy. I guess it would be a story, which meant you could write it however you wanted to. But there are too many aspects of the world that we just can't control.
And death is one of them.
Most definitely.
And Derek decides to become a huntsman so that way nothing like this happens to somebody. And he is not good at first, but he does try.
And that's what's important. I mean, like, trying, putting all of your effort into it, that's important. I really look forward to seeing this someday, or reading this someday, or, seeing where you take this.
That's really
nice. I'd love to chat more. I would love to chat more, but I just got back from a 3-day con, Anime Matsuri, down in Houston, and I am dead tired.
It's understandable. I understand. Yeah,
I mean, like, thanks so much for talking to me and like, reaching out and asking what it was like to do what I do. I mean, like, obviously it sounds like you also cosplay, so you know the hassles and the ups and the downs and everything that goes along with that. So, I mean, like, it was great to talk to you, and thank you so much for this opportunity.
You're very welcome, and I do want to talk to you some other day, if that's okay with you.
Oh, no, absolutely. Keep my information. We'll keep in contact. It's been great to talk to you, and I'd love to continue. I'm just dead.
It's okay. I understand, and I'll talk to you later. And to everybody in Krueger with a Dot, I hope you had a good time with this.
All right. Yep. Have a good night, people. And